Now we're going to talk about the law of cosines. The law of cosines is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. So remember that a, b, and c stand for sides of your triangle. So right here, these are the same sides. And then this cosine of a, that's going to be an angle. Your cosine angle should always match up to your side that begins. So whatever's over here, a squared, that means that has to be the cosine of a. Say that we had b squared at the beginning, then it would have to be cosine of b at the end. So this is whenever you do not have a right triangle. So it would just be a regular triangle, ABC. And let's talk about when you're going to use it. The capital letters are always going to stand for angles again, and the lowercase letters are always going to stand for sides. And you are going to use it when you don't have a right triangle and you can't use the law of sines. So you are only going to use this as a last resort when the law of sines will not work. So let's try an example. In triangle ABC, the measure of angle A is 35. The measure of side B, is 16, and the measure of side C is 19. The reason we can't use the law of sines is because in order to use the law of sines, you would have to know an angle and the side across from it. We do not know an angle and the side across from it. We don't know angle B, we don't know angle C, and then we don't know side A. So that's why we're going to have to use the law of sines. So whatever angle you are given, that's what side is going to be on the left-hand side of your equal sign. So let's start filling out the formula. I don't know A, so I'm going to write a squared is equal to B is 16, so that's 16 squared, plus C, which is 19, so that's 19 squared, minus 2 times B, which is 16, times C, which is 19, times the cosine of angle A, which is 35. So we need to start simplifying everything on the right-hand side into our calculator. So 16 squared is 256 plus 19 squared is 361 minus 2 times 16 times 19 is 608 cosine of 35. 256 plus 361 is 617. And then we want to do 608 times the cosine of 35. All of this is one thing. And that's going to give us 498.04 whenever I round it. So let's do 617 minus 498.04. We get a squared is equal to 118.96. Then we're going to square root both sides. And we get A is equal to 10.9. Now, once you have an angle and the side across, we know that A is equal to 10.9. We can now use the law of sines. So you shouldn't have to use the law of cosines more than once. So the law of sines says the sine of 35 over side A, which is 10.9, is equal to the sine of B over side B, which is 16, is equal to the sine of C over side C, which is 19. So now I have 3 different ratios that I can set equal to find missing information. So you could set the first 2 equal right here. Then you would cross multiply you would get 16 times the sine of 35 is equal to 10.9 times the sine of b. We divide by 10.9. So 16 times the sine of 35 divided by 10.9 is equal to, let's round it to 0.84. And then we need to take the sine inverse to get b by itself. So the sine inverse of that is going to equal angle b. To do the sine inverse of 0.84, and you're going to get 57 point, and it says around to the nearest tenth, so let's do 57.1 degrees. Now you would do the same thing to find angle C. We would set this one and this one equal, and then we cross multiply and find angle C. Or you can simply just do your calculations up in your triangle. If this angle is 57.1, I can certainly find my missing angle by just subtracting those from 180. So 180 minus 57.1 minus 35 is equal to 87.9. So angle C is equal to 87.9. Next example. My board's just taking a second. All right, the next one, we have triangle CAT, where A is equal to 16, T is equal to 20, and the measure of angle C is 40. Now I can't use the law of sines because I don't know an angle and the side across. I know this angle, so I know that this is going to have to be the cosine of 40, which means the side that I have to put right here is side C. So we are going to have C squared is equal to my other two sides squared. So we're going to have 20 squared plus 16 squared. Even if it's not labeled A, B, C, you guys can still apply it to other problems. Minus 2 times my other two sides. And then cosine of my angle. Now we just need to start simplifying. I'm going to do 20 squared plus 16 squared, and I get 656. So C squared is equal to 656 minus 2 times 20 times 16 times the cosine of 40. We can actually do all of that in one step. You get 490.268. Let's just round it there. We're going to round our final answer to one space. So we have 656 minus 490.268. We get C squared is equal to 165.732. And then you take the square root of both sides. And you get C is equal to 12.9. We're going to round to one place as our final answer. So C is equal to 12.9. Now I have an angle in the sight of cross, so now I can use the law of sines. So the sine of 40 over 12.9 is equal to the sine of A over my side A, which is 16, is equal to the sine of C over, I'm sorry, I already did the sine of C, my bad. I meant the sine of T over 20. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my first two ratios equal, these two right here. So I'm going to get 16 times the sine of 40 is equal to 12.9 times the sine of A. I need to get A by itself, so first I need to divide by 12.9. So we have 16 times the sine of 40 divided by 12.9. We get 0.797. Let's just pick 3 places for now. And then I'm going to have to do the sine inverse to get A by itself. So we're going to do the sine inverse of both sides. And that's going to leave us with A on the right. So the sine inverse of 0.797 is going to give me 52.8. So angle A is 52.8. I rounded to one place. So 52.8. Now I can find angle T by subtracting from 180. And I'm going to get 87.2. So angle T is equal to 87.2. And that's all.